you be a change agent in an organization? What does it look like? What are the behaviors you have to show? What is a change agent mindset? Well, those are some great questions. And if you're thinking that I'm about to answer them, think again. But wait, don't click away. I've got something else for you that maybe is even more powerful. How can you be a change enthusiast in an organization? Intrigued? Let's dive in. Change agent is language that gets tossed around business and media and so many other places really often. Probably you've heard it amongst your peers, amongst your managers, your leaders. It's actually a term that was coined back in the 1940s. But the meaning behind what it means to embody a change agent has always been a little bit loose and up for interpretation. Well, as the creator of the Change Enthusiasm growth mindset, I'm here to share a very pragmatic way, a mindset that you can start practicing today that's going to enable your growth through even your greatest change challenges. By the end of this video, you're going to have an understanding of what the change enthusiasm mindset is, a mindset that I've taught to leaders now across 3 different continents. You'll also have clarity of the beliefs that drive a practicing change enthusiast, as well as an understanding of the benefits of practicing this mindset for yourself and for your business. So what is change enthusiasm? You know, so often when I tell folks that I created this mindset, change enthusiasm, wrote a book about it and train it all over the world, given my upbeat, optimistic, positive demeanor, oftentimes I get eye rolls. I get like, all right, quit it. All right, I'm struggling with change. I don't need your change enthusiasm around here. But ultimately what this mindset is, it's about acknowledging the very real and difficult emotions of change. And it's a very pragmatic way to transform that emotional energy into fuel for growth. So let me take you just briefly through the 3 steps of the strategy of change enthusiasm. They're the signal, the opportunity, and the choice. Now, the signal, the first step, it's these really difficult emotions, the fear, the frustration, anger, anxiety, those emotions that we so often feel and experience when we're going through a lot of change, especially change at work, especially the kind of change that we didn't ask for and feels like it comes through the door, slaps us across the face, and knocks us on the ground. That first step is about acknowledging the existence of these emotions, not suppressing them, not ignoring them, but allowing them to exist and ultimately trusting that they exist to serve you, to invite you into your greatest moments of opportunity to learn, to grow and evolve. Once you've accepted that invitation, you move into the second step of this mental practice, the opportunity. This is really where all the work happens. This is where you're trying to understand what is here for me to learn. How can I use this change, all this that's happening around me, to actually work for me as opposed to against me? What can I control in this moment? And then what are the options that I can milk all this change to work for me, to work for my betterment, not my detriment? And once you've weighed out those options, understanding how you want to grow, where you want to grow, how you can learn more about yourself or your business or your peers, you move to the final step, the choice. This is really where all the magic happens. Through the power of choice, you can begin to transform that signal emotional energy into fuel for your growth, what I call the growth-sustaining emotions, transforming anxiety of the negative implications into anticipation of how much you'll learn, how much you'll grow. This mindset is not about blind or toxic positivity. Rather, it's about recognizing and acknowledging those very difficult emotions of change, recognizing them as gifts, and then sitting in your seat of power, that seat of choice, to begin transforming that emotion a little at a time to move you forward, as opposed to paralyzing you or moving you backwards. And the reality of the practice of this mindset is that you're going to encounter an infinite amount of change events in your professional and your personal lives, right? Who knew that the last 3 years would look like what they have, right? You're going to get new management, you're going to get advancements, maybe you're going to move industries, changes are going to happen in your personal life that will bring you back into that first step, inspired by those signal emotions, the fear, frustration, anger, grief, and anxiety, those 5 signal emotions, inviting you to practice these steps over and over. 1, 2, and 3. And the more times you can work these steps over and over, making revolutions in this growth cycle, you're literally going to be rewiring the chemistry of your brain, building your resilience muscle. You know, I'm a firm believer that resilience is not anything that we are born with. It has to get ripped, it has to get stretched and torn to get built up over time. And we do that through the practice of experiencing change and ultimately through practicing this mindset, recognizing our signal emotions, accepting their invitation into our moment of opportunity to learn, to grow, to become better, and then choosing from what we can control how we will milk that opportunity that change presents for all it's worth to improve ourselves, to help us unleash our inner rock star, that rock star that I know all of you have within. What are the beliefs of a practicing change enthusiast? Well, belief number 1 is that change can be difficult and challenging at times, and that's okay. Belief number 2, the difficult emotions that change often inspires are there to serve me, to invite me into my greatest moments of opportunity to learn, to grow, and to evolve. They're not to be ignored, suppressed, or not spoken about. The third and final core belief of a practicing change enthusiast is that I have the power to choose how I experience change, how I show up, how I lead, how I navigate, how I inspire others through change. I have that choice. It's up to me. By the way, if you're digging this, make sure you like, subscribe, or click that notification bell. I do videos like this all the time. I'm all about giving you value. And I want to make sure that you're at the top of the list for when new videos drop. So make sure you like, subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll be one of the first to see when a new video drops. Cool? All right, let's dive back in. So what are the benefits of becoming a practicing change enthusiast? The first benefit is that you find yourself becoming self-actualized to grow through change, truly seeing change as an opportunity. You know, I can speak from personal experience. Of course, I invented this framework, but I've been a practicing change enthusiast before I even put language behind it, before I actually created it in a way that it could be taught to others. And by practicing the mindset and building my own resiliency, whenever I'm encountered with a big change, for example, March of 2020, when the world shut down, and my business, where I travel the world, basically talking with people in large conferences, when it came to a screeching halt, I had to put this practice or this lesson, this teaching into practice like never before. But because of building that resilience muscle, because of having practiced this for many, many years, I was able to understand that the emotions that were driving me to get out of bed simply to relocate to the couch, to binge Netflix and eat donuts, those emotions were actually inviting me into a great moment of opportunity back in 2020 to live my mission, to live on purpose, to find ways to deliver this message to the world at a time when it needed it the most. So the more that you can practice this mindset, building that resiliency, creating those neural pathways and almost creating this habitual way of thinking about change, you'll more quickly see change as an opportunity. And more than likely, you'll spend less time in those signal emotions of change and more time in the growth sustaining emotions, getting excited, enthusiastic, grateful, and having anticipation whenever change walks through the door. The second benefit of being a practicing change enthusiast is you'll have the innate ability to inspire and influence others through their growth when going through change. You know, so often when we're able to get excited and honestly still be a bit vulnerable about the challenge of going through change, it can be so inspiring to another. And it can serve as a success story, as a data point for them on what's possible. And so I always invite my practicing change enthusiasts to create their own success stories, to share with others about a time or, experience they've had recently moving through a change when they felt challenged, when they felt the signal emotions. They were frustrated, they were upset, they were angry, and then what they decided to do in that moment to fuel their growth. You can become almost like a pilot, a role model, if you will, on what's possible to choose your growth through change, choosing to get better as opposed to getting bitter. And it can be such a powerful way to influence and inspire those around you into their growth. Solely looking to achieve your better, to achieve your own growth, and then sharing your excitement for the growth that you do see becomes a great point of inspiration for those around you. And the third benefit of being a practicing change enthusiast, and maybe this one could go without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway, is a strengthened resilience, right? So the next time that big change hits and again comes through the door and slaps you across the face and you feel your knees buckling, you're gonna recognize those difficult emotions. You're gonna have built that muscle memory that if these emotions are here, they're here for a reason. Ooh, I'm in a moment of opportunity. There's an opportunity here, some way, somehow, to learn, to grow, to become better. And it's up to me to choose to decide how I'm going to show up, how I'm going to experience this change. Now, the way that the practice of this mindset can really nurture that level of resiliency is creating what I call seeds of trust, such that when you're experiencing really difficult, challenging change and you practice this mindset, you can revisit that. Look back on the good that came because of that change. A new relationship, perhaps a new role that you didn't think you'd love, but you end up loving it. Maybe a new location, more money, something good. And that good thing from a prior change challenge can become your seed of trust, so that when a big change hits again, the signal emotions are there, you can rely on that seed of trust. You know what? Something good came from that prior change challenge when I was devastated, but still was able to find the light. So I'm going to trust something good. It's hurling its way towards me now. So then your resiliency, your bounce back is going to become quicker and quicker as change hits. If you dug what you just heard, I got something free for you. So again, I'm the creator, the inventor of this change enthusiasm mindset, and of course I wrote a book about it. And I want to actually give you a free chapter. It's the introductory chapter to change enthusiasm. And it goes a lot more in depth about these 3 steps and how you can begin putting them into practice for yourself. All you got to do is click the link below and that free chapter is yours. I want to make sure that you have the tools, the data, and the insights to inspire your growth through even your greatest change challenges. I'm Cassandra Worthy, and until we meet again, keep growing and keep rocking.